Welcome,
Welcome.
Real Deal TV with your hosts, Colin Young.
And Colin Young. Alec Faber. Uh, I'm really hungry.
Well, let's get you to dinner. Actually, I'm pretty hungry too for more WandaVision. I got a fever, and the only prescription. But
So
it's
we haven't done 2 weeks worth of WandaVision on this show. And I gotta say, I could have used this last episode maybe 4 weeks ago.
That's not how it works.
It could have been though.
No.
If you really think about this episode, it could have just been slid anywhere. There's two people in it.
No, but that's
They
the
can't
thing.
even
There's
say
two
three
people in it
words.
because listen, I get what you're saying.
No.
And now the gimmick is over, so you can do any kind of like, well, they coulda, shoulda, woulda, houlda.
The gimmick is over.
The gimmick
honestly,
is over.
Honestly, episode 2. Just get rid of that, and then I will stop complaining.
A second black and white episode was definitely like.
We don't need to do 50s and 60s.
It's not. Yeah, it's not necessary. Those eras of TV blend together.
Yeah,
but they tried to make that make sense with the sitcom night, with the case of DVDs that the family watching.
That's fine. Let's go back to last week's episode before we hit the goodness of this week's.
That was the 2010s or 2000s
Constant.
The Modern Family episode, right?
Oh, yeah. Biggest is this the show's biggest teasing something and then not delivering it?
The Reed stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if that was the delivery of the like my guy is here and all that, if that's truly over, it's honestly like the meanest thing they've ever done.
They knew what they were doing too.
Absolutely.
Fully aware of what they were doing.
Which makes me think maybe it's not out of the question. But it's got to be. There's no room for new stuff now.
But there wasn't a line like, "Hey, where's my guy?" We met the guy. The gal.
Yeah, but she said guy, so it was like, I don't know what the point of that was.
That was so unnecessary. Fucking infuriating.
It was literally just to get some Twitter hashtags.
For going. 2 episodes, they were like, I know this aerospace engineer.
Yeah.
I won't name him.
He's almost here.
Yeah. He's just over that hill.
Yeah.
Bullshit, man.
It was honestly punishing. I was literally sitting there in my living room saying out loud at 12:15 a.m. just sitting there going, "Don't fuck with me."
And they guess what they did?
Don't fuck with me. And then they did.
You know what this reminded me of? And honestly, any kind of like guessing what's going to happen reminds me of this is when anytime a reunion band is announced and they're like they don't announce the openers and you're like, "Oh my god, I bet you they're going to get her to open up," and like you make the show better in your head than it's actually going to be.
Sure. And then they get Freedom and
yeah.
so a band that the drummer's in now.
Right, exactly. No, that I distinctly remember that when the AN reunion happened and they didn't announce the openers until like I don't remember when, but we were like, Hope Conspiracy's going to open, Panic's going to open.
You thought it was going to be all era appropriate stuff.
Yeah, and it wasn't, but
and then Freedom opened.
Yeah, a few years later.
Or no, True Love did, right? on the West Coast.
That was a different thing. But yes, it was awful.
Yeah.
Many beefs began that night.
Good for you. Good for you.
Grudges never die. So that episode, we see the birth of a new hero.
Dude, that moment. I rewatched Captain Marvel right before that episode, and it made it hit so hard because it was kind of similar to Carol's moment with the engine blast.
Yeah,
and
where it's like the walk hard thing where he has to think about his entire life
Think
before he
about your
plays.
entire life. But yeah, and it was like all moments, all that dialogue was like so fresh in my brain because I had just watched
Right.
the movie. And it ending with like your mom picked the strongest kid or whatever. Just it
Right.
hit me like a fucking sack of nickels straight up.
It was it brought up a lot of questions. Like, and some of that gets answered in the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, based on the newest episode from Friday, are we to assume that the ability to have power was always in Monica, and that's why when she went through, I guess for a third time,
So Monica did to her what the Mind Stone did to, or Wanda did to Monica what the Mind Stone did to Wanda.
right? Is that what we're to assume?
That's I
Because
mean I love that because like that it's they basically all but confirmed that the mutant gene is a real thing, and that's
right,
why those experiments worked.
they implied it, yeah, like the Mind Stone only worked on Wanda and Pietro because they had some underlying thing
Would
already.
have died on the vine.
Right.
But think about how do mutants discover their powers?
It's a traumatic event.
Some traumatic event.
Right.
So it's like they went back and they just did it. They were like, "Here, we're gonna give it to you now.
Right.
You can have this. This is how it was all along, but we legally just couldn't tell you that yet."
So Monica, I guess, could be a mutant, maybe.
She's
But
fucking awesome.
she's great.
She's so good.
As good as this week's episode was, I missed her.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
I was actively thinking about that, especially
yeah,
because of where she left off.
yeah. I think that the surprising thing about this show is how much of the story is about Monica.
About her, yeah,
Yeah,
done effectively, and
yeah,
because it seems like she's gonna be like the bridge between Wanda, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. She's gonna
yeah.
be what brings it all together.
And she and Carol definitely got some beef
Something going on there.
happening. I got a feeling it's it's going to be, why didn't Carol come defeat Thanos during Infinity War so that she could be with her mom when she died? I bet you that's what it's going to be.
Oh, what I'm okay. So in Doctor Who, uh, in Karen Gillan's season, when
Mm-hmm.
she's the companion,
Right.
the Doctor comes to her very young, and says, "I'll be right back."
Mm-hmm.
And he means to be right back, but he travels back to like what he thinks is the next day is like 25 years later for her.
Right.
So maybe she has just kind of like a "why the fuck didn't you come back" type thing with her.
Maybe, but I think it's got to be bigger than that. She doesn't even like hearing Carol be mentioned.
But wasn't that only one time?
Yeah, but for somebody who played a pivotal role in your mother's life,
Yeah,
and there's got to be an actual beef.
there's for sure some kind of like you weren't
I,
there for my mom type deal.
yeah, and I feel like it was you didn't prevent the snap, so I got snapped away, and I didn't get to be with my mom when she died. I bet you that's what it's going to be. And I wonder if like she's going to be in Captain Marvel too, but I wonder if they're going to make her the big cheese of the TV world.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. Is
Yeah.
she's Iron Man in of amongst
Right.
the series.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, for sure. Cuz they're not going to overshadow the Captain Marvel they already have in the second movie. But you kind of need like a big powerful character in the TV universe because I think that's going to sustain its own thing.
Sure. Well, but
So,
it's interesting. What's interesting about that is WandaVision, I think, is the only one developed without a second season in mind.
well, I think yeah, and
Maybe
I,
she's
I
in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
well, or she's going to get her own show.
Mm.
Or she's the main character along with Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn
In Secret
for
Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
She's like the third lead.
It seems like she's kind of taking because Nick Fury, I forgot what a role he played in Captain Marvel.
Oh, he's like basically in the
he's
whole
the
movie.
co-lead, and I feel like she's kind
Yeah,
of taking that spot in the second one.
right. And I wonder if it's going to be more sword than shield in the next, couple phases.
I would imagine it has to be.
Yeah.
It's fucked up that
Agent,
none of these entities can just be good for more than like a couple
I
hours
know.
of entertainment.
I know.
There's always something fucky.
It would be kind of cool. And I watched the first season of Agents of Shield, and it was like a little too TV for me.
Sure.
But that's like from 7 years ago. So now TV is like evolved
Mm-hmm.
clearly with WandaVision and Mandalorian, and
Yeah, yeah.
at least this kind of TV. It's not all Battlestar Galactica, like kind of cheesy and kind of low production.
Don't
And I wonder
don't
how.
knock Battlestar, bro.
How about this? I'll knock Doctor Who. It's basically unwatchable with those effects. Um,
It's not
but an
true.
Agents of Sword show.
Yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
think I think that would be awesome,
It seems like
given what we know.
that Twitter pitch for the Jimmy Woo X-Files type show is becoming a
That
reality.
would be so sick.
I think it's
I love
happening.
that idea. Cause,
Yeah, it's
cause like him and Darcy,
yeah. I'm sold, 100%.
I'm in for that.
Yeah,
Cause finally Darcy is not terribly annoying.
yeah.
I'm
She's
actually
awesome, and that's a cool way to introduce like C characters for 3 episode arcs. You know,
right. And like you could backdoor. I mean, they're already doing a lot of the magic stuff, especially like it seems like phase 4 is like magic, the magic
magic.
phase.
And it was.
But
I watched Doctor Strange the other day too, and Agatha's shit is definitely coming from Dormammu's dark dimension.
yeah, it seems like all
It's
that
all
purple, huh?
purple. Yeah, a lot of purple.
But I wonder like if they could backdoor Midnight Suns type stuff into an X
Certainly
Files
could.
type show.
Yeah,
I
that'd
mean,
be
that's what they
awesome.
did with Agents of Shield a little bit. Um,
Yeah, with the
so
third Ghost Rider,
yeah,
with
Taylor
that
likes him
guy.
because he's got the car.
Yeah, I guess of course that's all it takes for Taylor to like
He's
something.
got he's got Taylor's
Car's
car.
cool, so I'm in.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then so we're back to that other episode, but I just want to know what's going on with Vision and Darcy. Where are they off to?
seems like he left, and she's still there.
Yeah. Just driving, right? He took
Yeah,
off. Yeah.
and then now, so Vision's big fight in the last one is going to be with his counterpart, obviously.
Do you think it's going to be the James Spader reveal?
Like. I don't think that they could have uploaded Ultron because Ultron came from like the program, whatever they pulled from the Mind Stone. It's like Ultron is like the consciousness of the Mind Stone, and Vision came from a combination of Jarvis and the actual physical
Right.
Mind Stone. So I don't know that they can. They don't have like the Ultron protocol or like the program or anything like that.
Unless when Vision killed the last Ultron in Age of Ultron, he didn't. And Ultron has been hiding in the internet.
But he shut him off from the internet.
Or he didn't. All they have to do is say, or he didn't.
It's true. Yeah, and now they're really stressing Age of Ultron as like
I know. And
this did a lot of shit. It set a lot of things in motion.
like past Thanos.
Way past Thanos. Yeah.
So where Vision plays into the final episode is going to be, especially knowing that like White Vision exists in the real world.
Yeah.
Wanda's vision cannot exist outside of Westview.
Right. So maybe she can
And
slap him in there
and
somehow.
which leads us back to like that fucking cocksucker sword guy lied. She didn't
Yeah.
steal the body. He is her own creation.
What's interesting about that is him being like, not everybody can bring him back to
Right.
life, testing her almost.
Yeah.
Like let's see what she does, because they tried
And
everything else at that point.
it's like the beginning of the show, you were like, he can't be the bad guy. That's too obvious. And then they bring in Evan Peters, and you're like, that ain't really Pietro. He must be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And then they say it's Agatha all along, so she's the bad
But
guy.
then he's also a total dick.
Yeah, so it's like, is he the bad guy?
I don't. That's the thing. It's like it's not as simple as
Well,
the
I,
bad
I
guy.
I honestly don't think there is a bad guy this season. I don't even think Agatha's a bad guy. Because the way this episode framed her, like, well, first of all, Westview is completely, we now know, is Wanda's doing. She did it herself
By accident.
by accident.
Out of like an act of painful grief.
Right. And the way Agatha is portrayed, like, she kills her whole coven, but it doesn't seem like she meant to.
Like she absorbed
And
their
then,
shit kind of
yeah,
because she didn't know how to
exactly.
control it.
And she was talking about, like, I can be good, like, I won't use my powers for bad, whatever. And then most of the time, most of the things she's saying to Wanda, it's almost like she wants to know where Wanda got her power, where she learned how to do this, almost to, like, control her, and, like, not in an evil way, but like
Teach her.
she know yeah, or she knows, like, what can happen if she gets out of control.
Yeah. It's like it's coming from a place of fear rather than a place of like
Right.
like
Yeah,
she's
like, I
got
don't,
that whole vibe just because that's her.
and I don't think that they're gonna reveal Catherine Hahn to be the big bad in the second to last episode, and then she's gone.
No.
She's too good.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's awesome. I
She,
love
she
seeing
I
her
feel
on
like
the
she's
show.
gonna become like a mentor for Wanda.
Or she's going to be like a Loki type character where she's drifting in and out of, like,
5
good guy,
movies from
bad
now,
guy,
she's gonna die
right?
gloriously,
And then have her
being
own show.
redeemed. Yeah.
Yeah. Loki's died like twice to be
Oh
redeemed.
my god! And now we're eating so good this year, man. We got
I
so
know.
much cool shit coming up. Right when we
But
started the podcast up again in video form, they just gave us an endless amount of things to talk about.
oh, straight up,
It's
fucking
crazy.
finally. Maybe it was a good thing we took last year off.
Yeah, there was nothing to talk about.
No, except sad stuff. It's
Yeah.
all sad.
And
Sad
gaming. It
man.
was just gaming for me. I don't think I watched a single movie.
That's
Just gaming.
not true.
I watched like 4
Um,
movies.
so I feel like we're missing a ton because so much stuff has happened. But
I'm like Monica and Wanda versus Agatha will be a really cool thing. White Vision versus Vision is either going to end beautifully or horribly.
mm-hmm.
Probably horribly.
Well, either way, the Vision that we know is not going to exist after this last episode.
Which
More than likely, she's not
and
going to
it's
keep.
so fucked up because like her magic is what brought him back to life, right?
Right.
In some way, like yeah, he doesn't have his personality, but it's like they could have just cooperated with her and told her stuff and done that.
Yeah. Theoretically, yeah.
They broke the Sokovia Accords, bringing him back to life.
Yeah, but the people who write the laws aren't subject to them.
That is true.
I think we're gonna get another little heartbreak where we find out the kids aren't real.
Are they really just gonna constantly take every fucking thing from her?
I mean, is she gonna be the Doctor Strange big bad? Because if she loses her brother, Vision, and then the things she thinks are her real kids, you know?
She's literally like that, and that's what they were kind of hammering home just then was like you lost your parents, Vision, your brother, and now her kids are probably not real and can't exist outside of Westview. Like that's what's after that?
I don't know. Bad, be bad.
What I described the other day. That is how the show's gonna end. she's gonna freak out again. The kids are dead. The hex is gonna expand past New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Ohio. It's
Yeah.
gonna go across the whole country, then the world, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
expanding outside of the universe, merging realities. Slow orchestra comes in. Da 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 da.
I don't think
Nut.
that's happening. But I do think that there is something to the the hex taking over the world, and anyone who has an X gene suddenly activates their power. I can
Which
definitely
is
see that.
it. What sucks about that is it's like they're starting over with mutants.
Yeah.
It's like every mutant is new.
Yeah.
So there's no way to establish the
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Like that makes it that means an X-Men team is like 30 years away.
yeah.
Uh
Which doesn't sound fun.
yeah, I don't know how they would do it then.
That's what makes me think it's going to be some kind of it's Doctor Strange and the multiverse of
Right.
madness.
Right.
So that sounds like to me where things are really going to get real. Like
Right.
they're setting it up here. It's like, okay, the mutant gene is real. Here's what's happening with it in other universes.
Right. And honestly, if them hinting that well, here's what they really did. They turned Scarlet Witch into Dark Phoenix basically.
Yeah. This is the best Dark
Which
Phoenix
which is
on-screen story yet.
which is pretty awesome, and there is actually like precedent for Scarlet Witch being like an untapped power. Not that there's like an entity called Scarlet Witch that
Mm-hmm.
she is like becoming, but
Mm-hmm.
there is definitely like Scarlet Witches constantly read like discovering new things about her powers.
Yeah.
So, but this is definitely like you're the Scarlet Witch. Like
Yeah.
this is some like Phoenix shit.
She's a mythological
Right. And then
being.
her seeing the the
Dude,
the Scarlet Witch in the Mind Stone.
unbelievable.
That
And
was
that
like
left a trace of the Mind Stone with her,
right.
leaving her the ability to create Vision and her children later on.
Yeah.
Fucking sick, man.
Which was a really sick reveal when you know that it's not really Vision's body, and you know that like that's what makes me wonder like okay, she can create bodies and structures.
To an
So
extent.
like not everything in the hex was changed to be period specific. Like a lot of the people are and like all the structures are, but some of them are original creations.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wonder if like maybe she's going to get some more new powers and get to keep Vision or get to keep her kids or get to
Magic on autopilot. So maybe
yeah.
she'll be able to always keep him around.
Yeah.
But he has Vision as this brilliant piece of machinery that is also a sentient being will be like, Wanda, I don't exist.
Yeah.
I'm not real. You got to stop.
Let's talk about that line.
Man, it
That's
went viral on Twitter the other day of like people making fun of it.
why.
I don't know because
It's
somebody posted it and was like every screenwriter uttered the word fuck under their
I don't
breath.
think that was making fun of it. I think that was
No,
acknowledging
that
how
the
good it
tweet was,
was.
but then people were like, "This shit sucks." What are you talking about? But they're
No.
idiots.
It's fucking incredible.
I feel like the entire show was pitched on that line.
It
What is grief if not love persevering?
I and so Shannon hasn't been watching this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally she's there in the background while I'm watching it,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, she's like, what's wrong with you? And I go, well,
Gave
Vision.
her the
I
setup.
explained, I explained briefly what was going on, and I go,
Mm-hmm.
and then he said this, and she just goes, because it's like universally amazing.
Think about how many
It's
people died last year.
yeah,
How many of their loved ones are watching this show right now? Hundreds of thousands of people who needed to hear that.
it was, and
Perfect.
it was very interesting that it took place back during like pre-Civil War, pre-Sokovia Accords, where she was like super lost.
She
You
had
know,
nobody. She was kind of where she is now a little bit.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, for sure she was. But I feel like she had like less of an idea of who she was, like
For sure.
because
It was just like,
the
okay, I'm
government
not a
wanted
terrorist anymore, but
right.
I'm.
Even though, but she did the thing in Lagos that set off
That was
this
an
the.
accident, though.
No, it was, but I'm saying like she thought she was a monster.
Is that
You
post
know,
Lagos, that scene?
I would think
It
it would
might
have to be
not be.
because well, in Civil War is when they show Vision and Wanda having that relationship of like him coming through the wall,
Yeah.
them like him babysitting her kind of. So it has to be
But
some
I
like a
think we
scene
kind of
from
can
that time
assume that,
period.
yeah, it's possible that it was pre Lagos and she's not quite beating herself up about it yet,
Maybe.
which is kind of unimportant. But
Right.
either way, we know that she was like, okay, I have nothing left, and this is me starting over.
Right.
Um, so many things in Age of Ultron hit me super hard this time around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Vision flying away with Wanda from the explosion.
Right.
Uh, a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the first time she's like, I can feel him. Essentially,
Right.
crazy man.
So next episode it'll be over
Yep.
and we'll feel empty for a week
2 weeks.
and then we'll feel really awesome.
Fuck yeah. I hope that they've learned from the pacing and the how people are pissed off every time the credits roll for WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
Less of a
Yeah.
I'm hoping for less of a cliffhanger week to week.
Yeah. And Mandalorian didn't really set you up well because almost every episode is like a contained
Self-contained, yeah.
adventure. So there wasn't really that many cliffhangers, but
Yeah.
every episode this time is like fuck. It's like
Brutal.
watching Lost.
I feel like this was worse than Lost.
No, because Lost is 22 episodes a season, so you got to do this
But
22
they're
times.
45 minutes long.
That's true. You get a little bit more meat.
Sometimes nothing happens in them. So it's a
Yeah,
little so.
yeah. It's Jack and Kate sitting in a cell just chatting.
Yeah.
Charlie wanting drugs,
Fuck yeah.
but yeah, a lot's gonna happen. We're gonna find out what happened or who Pietro,
If
who
that
he.
even matters, they've got me thinking that it's nothing.
Well, a lot of people say that it's the rabbit is Pietro, fake
Hmm.
Pietro, but he got the jump on Monica, so he's not gone, and she's somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Just trying to get into that little house, probably.
yeah. All right,
Last one. I
last one.
suggested doing a live watch along, but Alec doesn't think he can stay awake.
I laughed. I didn't say that I couldn't. I can do it. I might just choose not to.
Okay. Fair enough.
We'll see. We'll talk about it. But
If it
all right,
happens, we
that
did
was
it. If it doesn't, we didn't.
we won't. We might. Um all right, so let's do some news real fast.
Sure.
So the biggest news of the last few days is Superman reboot in the works at Warner Brothers with I don't know how to say this correctly, so I'm sorry. Ta-Nehisi Coates writing and J.J. Abrams producing. Now, I've read his Black Panther and it's really good. And he is currently writing Captain America. And I think Sam is still Cap currently. And then on top of that, he's like an amazing journalist. So the question that this brings everyone to is does this movie mean that Henry Cavill is done? A. And B, is Superman gonna be black? Obviously, we want Cavill. I would like him to be in more Superman. I would like him to be in one universally good Superman movie.
The man deserves a real shot. He worked
Because
hard.
Man of Steel is like 65% good, 69% good.
But that 69% is like incredible, and the 31 is like some of the most frustrating
Yeah,
shit ever.
but but
Obviously
none
the
of
idea.
that is his fault.
No, he
Yeah,
he he gave it his all. He looked incredible. He did the work more so than anybody ever has.
right.
And obviously the idea of a black Superman is incredible. I can't I'm whenever it happens inevitably we'll be on board, we'll be psyched, we'll be having a great time. But it's seeming like a reactionary move is
Mm-hmm.
kind of what's just like
Well, so there is an Earth 2 Superman who is black already.
sure, no, and I'm not. It has nothing to do with that, but it's like,
No, yeah, oh, on Warner Brothers' part.
yeah, like
Like,
Marvel in Winter Soldier, that first scene where they're both running,
yeah.
like they're giving you right there, all of
Mm-hmm.
that. What was that? 2014,
2014.
7 years ago. Sam is there doing the work, doing the same thing that Cap is doing, and then he says that line later. I can do everything he can do, just slower. Like they literally gave it to you right there. Like
Right.
this man is putting in the work. He has all the traits of Captain America without the power. And then
Right.
over time showed you why he deserves the mantle. And we get that beautiful moment with this beautiful buildup. And DC's response is like, "Ah, we'll do one now."
Right.
After all this fucking race shit, like Ray Fisher fighting every fucking day for his due
yeah,
to tell his story.
it does feel a little bit like it's tokenizing,
Yeah,
but to Warner Brothers DC's credit, I would say that they have actually been better about being racially inclusive. Like
sure.
they turned a blonde-haired, blue-eyed hero, Aquaman, into a Hawaiian surfer.
Yeah.
You know, Iris West is black. Um, uh, other examples.
Yeah, exactly. Wonder Woman. They
Other
beat them to
examples.
the punch with Wonder Woman.
Right, exactly. So
Um,
I don't want to like. First of all, they didn't confirm that it's going to be a black Superman.
yeah,
That's like conjecture, but based on who they got to write it, it's kind of safe to assume. And Michael B. Jordan tried to get this movie made like 2 years ago. He was like
yeah.
pitching this,
I have
but
I can't wait to see it. Is
yeah,
to in regards to Black Superman, can't wait to see it. I don't think Warner Brothers deserves the rub right now. I don't think they deserve the
no,
attaboy
and
after everything that they've done.
yeah, and especially with the Ray Fisher investigation still being like
Ongoing.
what happened.
Yeah.
And like I know the last couple episodes I said like, all right, Ray Fisher, at some point you got to say what happened. He doesn't really have to now because basically anyone who's worked with him with Joss Whedon all the way going back to Buffy is
Exactly.
saying what's happening.
Yeah. Even like private things are coming out from Warner Brothers executives saying like, "Yeah, we knew the guy was a total dick or whatever."
Yeah, well, it's one thing to be a dick, but it's also to me the most alarming thing was Michelle Trachtenberg saying that he wasn't allowed to be in a room alone with
Like,
her.
what the fuck, man?
So it's
How
like
have you
that's like
had a career this long?
another, especially like, yeah, Joss Whedon's so good at writing women.
Dude.
Like,
And
he
then
was gonna write a Batgirl movie.
I know, and then he got hired to write the Batgirl movie after the trashed Wonder Woman script,
Yes,
which has
correct. Oh my
Ares
god, that
calling her like a stupid bitch in the end or something.
yeah. And
It's
then he
insane.
he backed out of Batgirl because he just is like, I couldn't find the story. I'm like,
Oh God. It wasn't your story to be found to begin with, you fucking loser.
no. But everyone was just like, he's like considered him the ally or whatever. But it's
Jesus
just,
Christ.
I don't know. But anyway, back to Superman. I do think that there is, and I really do generally hate when when comic books just change a character for the sake of changing it to, inclusivity is great and all, but I think that there's also worth in creating new characters.
Absolutely.
But with that said, and I'm being hypocritical because I think Jason Momoa being Aquaman is so cool and honestly makes, if you're not making the character better, then don't change it.
Sure.
But making a Aquaman a guy who represents the ocean, a Pacific Islander,
An
makes
islander,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a no-brainer.
but right. So going to the Superman thing, if he's going to be Earth 2 Superman, fine, whatever, great. It's cool to get another perspective.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to be Clark, I actually do think it would actually be like a really cool twist to make him black and keep the Kents white.
Yeah, no, I thought about that as well. Like his experience in Smallville will make a
Right.
lot more sense.
Well, honestly, the Zack Snyder version of Superman who's conflicted about saving people would have made a lot more sense if his Superman was black, because he's only getting shit from humans.
Yeah.
So he's like, why do I want to save these people?
Yeah,
They're like
exactly.
horrible to me.
And
That would have made more
that
sense.
makes no sense because it's like you're such a fucking loser, Clark. You're so strong and handsome.
Right.
Like there's no difference, but like
No.
having like a black story centered there.
Right.
Now you're
Where he's
cooking with peanut oil. You're saying it makes sense.
exactly.
I'm in. We just convinced ourselves that it's
Yeah.
good.
No, so
But
I think that that's a super cool angle, and that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna do something cool with it and tell like a worthwhile story, and that's how you change the character, as opposed to Zack Snyder who made this conflicted Superman and it did nothing for the character, made the character worse.
yeah,
Um,
they
then
could
I'm
be
all for
going
that.
to like some kind of like into the Superman verse type deal where like
Possibly
Earth 2 Superman accidentally finds his
becomes
way there
well,
and
maybe that's how
Clark is the guiding hand there.
maybe Flashpoint's the way they get there.
There you go. See, that's cool.
I mean, Flashpoint's got a lot of heavy lifting already, so maybe they don't
It's
need to
going
be
to
doing that.
reset the entire thing.
Yeah, so we'll see, but I think that there's obviously and clearly Warner Brothers and DC and J.J. Abrams of all people sees a worthwhile story there. So I gotta kind of trust it, but I
And
hope they're
now
doing it for the
with
right reasons.
yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. Do it for the right reasons. Don't do it to save your ass, which it looks like
Right,
right now.
a little bit, yeah.
But with the casting of Supergirl
Right,
announced for Flashpoint, it's more believable that that could be something that happens in
in
that movie.
Flashpoint.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't even know Supergirl was going to be in Flashpoint
I
until they
know.
said, "Hey, here's the girl playing her."
Yeah,
So this is going to be a big fucking movie.
big movie.
I wonder if they're going to part one, part two it.
Why not?
That'd be cool. I'm down.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Just shoot them together, put them out a year
Yeah.
apart. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right. Move on. All right. So we got Spider-Man title, No Way
No Way
Home,
Home.
which brings to mind the multiverse. So
Sure. I liked
makes sense.
Homefront NYC, but nobody would really get that. uh, yeah,
That's it. That's all for that.
yeah,
It's done filming, so
dude, I can't believe that comes out this Christmas.
I can't believe it comes like they are pushing for theatrical release, which it seems like is going to be doable, but there are 3 movies ahead of it still.
Black Widow,
Black Widow, Shang-Chi,
Eternals.
and Eternals.
Is Shang-Chi coming out first?
It's well, I don't know about first, but it's done and it's supposed to come out in May or June. but they're like still trying to give Black Widow a theatrical release, which just
No,
who gives a fuck at this point?
put
Just
it
put it
on
out.
Disney Plus.
I'll pay $30 for it. I don't
I'll
care.
pay fucking 50. I don't care. I just want to see it. I just give me the link in the chain.
I'm tired of seeing promotional footage.
I know. And give
I'm
Kevin
sick of
Feige
it.
a new hat to wear. He's been wearing the Black Widow hat for 2 years now. The
2
guy needs
years.
the guy needs a new hat. Put the movie out.
I can't believe it was supposed to come out a year ago almost.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
I feel
Just
bad.
put
And
it
it's
out.
and it's
And
like
I'm not even like excited about this movie. I wasn't before, and I'm really not now.
I think that will change. I feel that way sometimes, and then I get to fucking the dun, dun, dun,
The
dun, dun, and
scroll,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh man, I'm seeing a new one. This is crazy.
right, right.
There's also a lot of great people in it. Florence Pugh is probably a permanent addition to the MCU now.
Right.
So that's cool.
Another white shit. I'm just kidding.
Nice. What else we got?
There are ethnic Asian Russians. Just saying.
It's true.
We got. Oh, here's a fun one. Mortal Kombat trailer.
Dude.
We were gonna do a trailer reaction, and then I think both of us just watched it on our own because we were too excited.
Couldn't help it. And then everywhere I looked, it was like, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen. And
it looks so cool.
It looks unbelievable. They finally did it. They said, to take this thing that you love, sprinkle some dope on it, make it dope.
Yep.
Go out there and make it dope. And they did.
And they left it in the oven long enough for the special effects to look good. Like they pulled Annihilation out too early.
For sure.
They needed to leave it in another 10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15 years, maybe.
10 to 15 years, yeah.
Dude. And like seeing
looks,
that Sub-Zero is the primary antagonist in the story.
Right. Which we were talking about, that everyone was complaining that Johnny Cage isn't in this movie, but they are introducing this new character.
Give it time.
So the first thing is Mortal Kombat introduces new characters all the time.
Every game. There's
literally every game there's a new character.
The guy's last name is Young. He's literally a pimp.
2, he's going to be Sub-Zero. I'm already calling it.
You think he's Bihan's younger brother?
Yes. He's Sub-Zero 2, and we're going to get I'm sorry. He's Sub-Zero 2, and we're going to get Noob Saibot.
You think the Bihan, the first Sub-Zero, will die and then become Noob Saibot in the sequel?
Correct.
I mean, yeah,
because he has that he has that birthmark, which is a dragon. I don't know why they ever thought it was a birthmark. A perfect dragon.
Yeah.
So he's from birth already in this world.
He's destined for Mortal Kombat.
And Sub-Zero is the coolest fucking character. So just make your main character Sub-Zero.
Dude, we got the full Scorpion Hanzo Hasashi flashback fighting. God. Dude, you get over here, not spoken by a random white guy in a studio in Burbank. This is, dude, I'm foaming at the mouth for this thing.
There's like 3 Asians in this movie. Do you know how happy that makes
There's
me?
like 13.
I know. Most of them are Asian, actually.
Yeah, dude, it's incredible. They did it. That's how it feels to me. It's just they took this thing that was impossible.
We got the accountant from The Dark Knight.
Yeah, he's Shang Tsung, right?
Shang Tsung.
The accountant.
I'm very good with calculations.
Yeah, he's in Winter Soldier.
He is. He's one of the council members.
One of the guys.
Yeah.
World Security Council. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that Kung Lao, like Liu Kang, isn't the main character.
I think that, and he's like kind of a nobody actor. I've never seen that guy in my life.
He's in. I told you he's in Black Mirror,
Oh, is he?
in the Striking Vipers episode. He has an incredible body, and he's like a legit amazing
Wait,
martial artist.
which guy? Liu Kang or Kung Lao?
Liu Kang.
Okay. Wait, I think he's also in the new Power Rangers movie,
Maybe, I don't
if
know,
I remember
but his
correctly.
body's amazing, and he kicks ass.
Yeah, he's not the main character, which
Then maybe they'll get
he
there, but
well, Liu Kang wasn't the main character until what? Mortal Kombat 3?
there wasn't really a main character until 3.
Not
Um,
right.
yeah, maybe. I don't know if that's the route they're taking. I would hope that they didn't go too much into the like, well, eventually it'll be a franchise, and instead just
Right.
focused on like making
Make
one
one
great
good
thing.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make one good thing so that it makes a shit ton of money and it can afford to be a franchise.
Which it's not going to make a shit ton of money. It's going to HBO Max.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are gonna go out of their way to see that.
Well, the trailer was so good. Everyone's going to watch it.
It surpassed. It's like the highest watched Red Band trailer ever
It
of all time.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
If the movie sucks, it's still good.
Yeah, no, the trailer's good enough. It exists.
Yeah.
And there's like establishing that there's fatalities in every fight. Finally.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Sold. Say no more. The movie's amazing.
All right. We're going to say no more.
Yeah.
Did you watch the trailer for Zack Snyder's new movie?
The zombie one?
Yeah, Army of the Dead.
No, I'm scared of zombies.
It looks
I don't fuck
fun.
with 'em.
The plot is these like mercenary guys go into Vegas when there's a zombie outbreak, and then they like want to rob a casino, which sounds sweet, but I gotta wonder, is the dollar worth anything?
Yeah, what's the point? You'd think that like water bottles would be currency by then.
Right, or bullets. Like all the bullets they're using are more valuable than cash money.
He's just doing what he fucking does every time. He just does
But
some
you
shit
know,
that doesn't make sense until the second it's over, and you go, "Oh, I could see why. I guess he did that."
and Dawn of the Dead is considered by people that don't even like him to be a good movie.
Yeah.
So if he's just gonna, which, granted, it was written by James Gunn, and I don't think this was.
No.
So I hope it's good because I think he deserves it.
It's funny to see the trailer and all the promo images and know that Chris D'Elia was replaced by Tig Notaro.
I know. It's pretty
amazing.
Awesome.
So cool.
The last thing I saw her in was did you see Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg?
No, but I remember you dying to see it. You're like, I can't come today, guys. I gotta go see Instant Family.
It's really good.
Isn't it written by the guy who did Daddy's Home 2 or something?
It's written and directed.
Yes. What am I waiting for?
I don't know. It's really funny and really heartwarming.
All right.
But she's in it and she's great.
Good.
All right. Next up, we talked about Joss Whedon. We can hit this real quick. All the Yellowstone. The Yellowstone
The
verse.
Sheridan verse.
This is
Sheridan verse confirmed.
Yeah. That's about it. That's all we need to talk about.
Yeah.
There's like 3 new shows that are
Nobody that watches this watches Yellowstone, so it's fine.
Yeah. They should.
Greatest show on television, possibly. On network television. I think it is, ratings wise, TV's #1 drama.
It is. Last season definitely was. I don't think it was before that.
No.
But last season really set them off.
It was also, all 3 seasons were the top 3 seasons on Apple TV.
On iTunes.
Yeah.
For
so
sure.
I'm psyched about it. I'm glad that people are watching it because it's good.
I hope we get it back. I think it's in May or June is when it came off last year.
I fucking hope so, man.
All right, that's mostly it. There's a new Terminator anime coming to Netflix.
Whatever.
I don't know why they keep doing stuff in that world.
Just leave it alone.
All right, that's it. So you want to go to questions?
Yeah, let's answer some. Let's say some cues.
All right. Pull them up. All right. Where am I? Okay, here we go. In your opinion, what this is X record shape X. In your opinion, what movies deserved a sequel?
That didn't get one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have loved to see a proper Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy with Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara.
I would have too.
How
Did you
good is that
watch
first one?
the Sweetest trilogy?
No.
I watched them all. They're all good, but I would
Okay.
have loved Rooney Mara.
Like I love their chemistry. The movie is just fucking good.
And David Fincher rocked ass in that movie.
Exactly.
Uh,
Bunch
I
of
can't
crap.
really think of one. Everything has a sequel these days, so I don't know. Drive, I guess. I don't know. Just want to see more of that, I guess. All right. What are your favorite cold opens to movies? That is at Big Tonus. I can't really think of that many. Cold
Movie
open.
cold open.
I have one
There's a lot of
that's
Marvel.
not.
Marvel has a lot of them.
Oh, they do it all the time. It's because they're all TV people.
Yeah.
I would say this
I
isn't my
love the Black
favorite at
Panther
all.
one.
What's that?
Of
Oh,
the
yeah, the
Oakland with
yes,
yeah,
that's great.
so good.
I was gonna say, did you see Nocturnal Animals?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
the credits are a big lady, um, dancing naked.
Hmm.
It's not my favorite, but I did watch it on the flight from Ireland
Just like
back to Connecticut, and like normally, you know how they edit movies
they
on
do,
planes a lot
yeah.
of the time. They did not edit this, and I was just sitting there watching this scene.
It's because there's no rules in Ireland, lad.
It's true.
There's boobs on TV,
Uh,
all on like NBC there.
on Aer Lingus.
Yeah, Herlingus. All right.
All right. What are your favorite clothing brands? Also, what's Colin's favorite Big Brother story besides shitting his pants?
Oh man, I did shit my pants. Man, did I shit my pants? Wow, that was legendary. Favorite Big Brother story. There's two I have. Neither one of them involved me, but they make me laugh to this day. One of them, this girl Sierra, sorry Sierra, farted in the production office when she was by herself in there, and our coworker Jared went in right after the fart. Because she was the only one in there, he was confident in saying, he went, "Why does it smell like farts in here?" And she's just like, "Fuck."
That's
And
funny.
another one was on the show. The show is filmed at the CBS Radford lot. So there's an apartment building across the LA River across the street. So people just live there. And fans have smartened up and know that you can just walk to the back of this building and you're staring into the Big Brother
At the set.
backyard. There's cages so you can't like see into it, but you know that they're there. So this
Right.
guy that led to this position that PAs have to do. I might be breaking some laws right now, called River Watch, where we literally just have to stand there and make sure nobody comes. So this is what you're doing when you go to this. You're making somebody's job. You're yeah, sure, you're giving somebody work, but they're already there doing a job. You're making their life so much worse when you're going there to fuck with the show. So this guy brings a megaphone, is screaming into the megaphone towards the house saying, "Frankie is the saboteur. Frankie is the saboteur." And my coworker Ben grabs the megaphone from him to get him to stop. And his response wasn't like, "Yo, what the fuck, man?" Or like, "I'm sorry." His response was, "What, you like Frankie?"
Wait, was this when Big Brother had like a mole?
No, there's no mole.
Weren't weren't there seasons of Big Brother where there was like a competition, like not a competition, but like I don't know. I don't know what
I
to say.
pitched to be the mole, but maybe it'll still happen
I might
someday. I'll have to
I might be
delete this.
thinking of the Anderson Cooper show, The Mole.
You might be. But
Do
no,
you
I'm
remember that
speaking of
show?
Frankie, who was Frankie Grande, Ariana Grande's brother, was on
Mm.
the show briefly. Super sweet. Um, I might have a photo of it, but they did this superhero competition, and I have this really funny picture sitting next to him where he's in his superhero gear. If I found it, it's on the screen right now. But yeah, what you like, Frankie, straight up put me dead in the dirt. And then, of course, there was another time where I was walking around the camera ring, which is where they shoot, they film the show from outside, and this girl farted, and one of the contestants, and it was just this legendary fart, and I'll never forget that. So
Very
there we
nice.
go. A lot of farting.
All right. All right. What movie or show has the best father-son shit in it? Man, we
Yellowstone,
talk about
right?
this. We talk about this.
Superman, and Yellowstone.
Superman, Yellowstone for sure. October Sky. When he puts his arm on his back, it's fucking game over, man. At the end, he puts his arm around him, like he finally approves of what he's doing instead of being a goddamn coal miner. Coal's dead. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically the first 4 Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, 5 Wes Anderson movies. Specifically, Life Aquatic, and definitely Royal Tenenbaums.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's all I can think of right now, off the top of my head. But yeah,
I say
I love
Superman.
me,
Superman and Yellowstone.
love me a good father-son thing.
Yeah.
All right, is it okay that I think that was at Dan Smith, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
At Mitch Pierce _Pierce. Is it okay that I think The Godfather is boring, but Avengers is great, or do I not like movies? Can I
The
answer
first
this?
one?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Godfather Part 1 is not boring. It's amazing.
Avengers 1,
And
it sucks.
Avengers 1 is a crock of shit.
So yeah, you're crazy. You don't like movies.
Avengers 1 is good for about 30 minutes, and it's at the end.
Yeah. And it was, I would say the first time was exciting because you're just like,
No, for
holy
sure.
shit, this is real.
But if we're gonna pat Avengers Age of Ultron on the back in retrospect,
Yeah.
we can say Avengers 1 sucks.
Yeah, it's not good.
Where do you at XJW Mitchell X, where do you see the DCU going after the new cut of Justice League? Nowhere. Creative cul-de-sac. We're gonna get Flashpoint, Aquaman 2, Wonder Woman 3, and then I think they're gonna splinter off. And Shazam basically can exist on its own.
Green Lantern, whatever Green Lantern's doing on HBO Max will be in its own little sector.
Yeah, like I think that in order to salvage the good of their universe, they're just gonna have to create independent movies, which is what they were succeeding at doing the whole time anyway.
The whole
Wonder
time.
Woman is great. Wonder Woman is great because it doesn't touch anything.
Mm-hmm.
Shazam is great because it doesn't touch anything. Man of Steel is great because it doesn't touch anything. And then even before that, you have the Dark Knight series, doesn't touch anything. Like, just do that. Like, a lot of people in our Zack Snyder cut trailer reaction were like saying like we don't need to do the same way Marvel does. I'm like, okay, then
make better movies.
Then make better movies and connect it better, or do the same thing that Marvel's doing, because that's a clearly proven thing, or make movies that are good on their own and don't connect everything because you're not good at it.
They rushed it because like Marvel now can't go back, because when you start to make the world feel smaller or the universe feel smaller than you know it is when it doesn't work.
Yeah,
because you're like, okay, well then why isn't Doctor Strange coming to help? And they have some line of dialogue there to explain that. But now everything's interconnecting because it has to, and DC would have gotten there with the right time.
And I'm not saying you have to do it the way Marvel does it, but why wouldn't you?
It worked.
It worked, and clearly this way didn't, because we're getting a second cut of Justice League.
Exactly.
So it's going nowhere, and that's for the best.
Mm-hmm.
At Cody Yaw or Cody AW_, why did they give Cap such a shitty suit in the first Avengers movie?
It's so bad.
It's so bad, and I'm gonna chalk it up to Joss Whedon.
Mm-hmm.
Because We can blame things on him now.
Yeah. But they undid that so brilliantly in Winter
Instantly.
Soldier.
His suit in Winter Soldier is the best suit out of all of them.
I agree.
All right. At Lee Garcia, or yeah, top 5 best movies to cry to.
I think we've done this before.
Yeah, I would say they're all in the MCU. Next.
Dude, I cry at all of them.
I'm just kidding, but I do
Honestly,
too.
if now like if Chadwick Boseman is in there for 1 second, I'm done.
He won't be. I don't think so.
No, I mean, and now the
Oh,
ones that
now.
exist, if I put them on and he shows up, I'm sad.
Got it. Yeah. I mean,
Hurts.
all right. Favorite end credit songs. That's at Chris Kolk, I think. Kolk.
Napoleon Dynamite, The Promise, When in Rome.
Yeah. It's a big one.
Can't beat that.
Phantom of the Opera ends with a reprise of All I Ask of You, I think. So that's pretty good.
Yes, it does.
And the last song at the end of Les Mis. It slaps when it's everyone.
Yeah, that's
even the dead people. Oh, fuck me. All right. Sorry. I think that's basically it.
Cool.
I think we got everything.
Covered it all.
So thanks for listening. We just uploaded today, so yesterday, the part 2 of our Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition live reaction commentary. So check it out and hit the Patreon if you so choose.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll hit you up with maybe a WandaVision episode on Friday. Probably not, but maybe.
We'll see. If we pull it off, Alex is gonna be tired the next day. So
yeah, and it's Friday. It's a weekday.
Friday's barely a weekday.
It's Friday for the boys.
Yeah, Friday's for the boys, man. Ladies and gentlemen,
Friday's for the boys.
The weekend. All right. All right. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Bye.